What's going on, guys? It is your boy Joel TFD here. Welcome back yet again with a brand new review for you guys today. Today we are doing the Star Wars Clone Wars movie, and honestly, this movie was, I would say, alright. Honestly, I did like the introduction to like the whole series, honestly, if that makes sense, but very curious and excited to talk about this with you guys. But before we do, just want to say really quickly, definitely hit the like button. Also subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. It will really mean a lot if you guys help me reach that goal, but we're also very close to hitting 950 subscribers. So if you're new and haven't subscribed yet, definitely subscribe. Anywho, let's get straight into this Star Wars The Clone Wars movie. Alright, first things first, I gotta say really quickly, I really love the introduction with Ahsoka, honestly, with her being kind of a young one and like Anakin trying to not be a Padawan, you know, and now he's like kind of accepted it in some type of way in the middle of the movie, and he's like teaching her in some type of way how to be the Padawan, well, how to be a Jedi, you know. I kind of like that, honestly. I really do like that Anakin has like his moments where like he could really be good, you know, but at times, you know, you could see his like dark side kind of slip a little bit, if that makes sense, especially kind of before they reached Tatooine, where Ahsoka was like, oh wait, this is your home planet, right? And then he was kind of like pissed off, you know, which is honestly really crazy, because it's not that I forget, but it's just crazy that like it's something that like he's really done, you know, and that is definitely like an impact in some type of way of him becoming Darth Vader in the future, you know. But I'm honestly very excited to get into the series, honestly, because I'm gonna get a lot of lore of the Clone Wars, honestly. Apparently this is something huge, a huge part of the Star Wars lore, honestly, so I am very excited to get into the show. And I know it's very long, it's like 7 seasons long, so I think the first 4 seasons is like 22 to 26 episodes long, and then seasons 5, 6, and 7 are actually like 13 episodes, which is not that bad, you know, but I definitely am going to eat that shit up. Pause. Well, actually, no. Unpause. I am gonna eat that shit. But I actually really did like this movie a lot, but at the same time, it wasn't anything like too special. I feel like this was like part of the show, you know, like the introduction to the show. It felt like if it was like 4 or 5 episodes mashed up in some type of way, you know, which I kind of like, don't get me wrong, you know. It didn't feel like episodes, you know, it definitely felt like a movie, but it felt like a hour-long episode, if that makes sense, you know. It doesn't feel like an actual like movie plot, if that makes sense, you know. It just looks like a side mission movie, if that makes sense. And that's why I feel like it's like one of those like, oh, like this is a new series we're introducing, you know, and we're gonna give you guys an hour premiere, you know, or something like that. That's what I kind of like took off of this like movie, honestly, if that makes sense. Which again, it's alright, you know, the movie's alright. I actually kind of like enjoyed it in some type of way, you know. I love like the middle to the end, honestly. I think those were my favorite parts. The beginning, it was alright for me personally. It had its little tiny moments, you know, but like throughout the middle and the ending, honestly, is when I was really intrigued with it, of them like retrieving Jabba's son and like bringing it back to Tatooine and everything. I thought it was just, I like that whole journey in general. I thought it was actually really fun and really entertaining, you know. But again, it wasn't really nothing too crazy, you know. I think Ahsoka being there, honestly, I'm very curious about her character also, of how she's going to grow throughout the series and everything, and I just can't wait to see what the other stuff is going to look like, honestly, especially with Palpatine, and also just Anakin's story along these 7 seasons of the Clone Wars. I'm very excited to get into the show, honestly, and I'm also very curious. So let's see how it's going to be, honestly. I'm very excited about it. But yeah, that is going to be my review for the Clone Wars movie. If you guys did enjoy my review, definitely hit the like button. Also subscribe to the channel if you're new. I apologize that this review is a little bit short. I don't really have too much to say about this movie, honestly, so I'm just excited to get into the Star Wars the Clone Wars show. Anywho, hope you guys enjoy. If you guys did, definitely hit the like button. Also subscribe to the channel if you're new. Peace out, guys. Remember, guys, to enjoy your day, make every day nice today. Everyone stay positive and be positive. You guys already know to have a positive mindset. Peace.